city finances. This, the information in this presentation is the same as was presented yesterday. It's just in a different format, so it won't be as long. So the city is experiencing a significant and accelerating financial imbalance driven by rising operating costs, increasing personnel expenses, structural budget deficits, and lack of long-term planning. While fund balance has historically provided financial stability and flexibility, projected operating deficits are placing increasing pressures on available reserves and reducing the city's long-term financial resilience. Current projections indicate the 2026 operating deficit may increase from the adopted budget estimate of approximately $1.8 million to more than $5 million, highlighting the need for immediate corrective action. The city has transitioned from a strong operating surplus of $5 million in 2022 to a projected annual deficit exceeding $5 million in 2026. Expenditures have consistently outpaced revenue growth, creating a structural imbalance that cannot be sustained through fund balance usage alone. If these trends continue, projections for 2027 to 2030 show increasingly large annual deficits that would quickly erode the city's remaining financial reserves and threaten its long-term fiscal stability. This is just a projection, and again, it's worst-case scenario. These numbers, both in this forecast and in 2026, will definitely be moving up or down depending on how results of operation comes in. Key cost drivers are our increase in 46 employees from 2022. Health insurance increased approximately 39% since 2022. Retirement costs increased 86%, and I do expect that probably to be added or to go up with the Tier 6 that was just approved at the state level. Liability insurance and premiums increased 186% since 2022. We have a third fire station and a 4-man minimum on a truck, and there was no additional plans to fund that in the out years. While we did have tax increases 3 out of the last 4 years, we did not go to the legal limit, so we did leave money on the table in this inflationary period. Although the city's unassigned fund balance remains above the charter required minimum, reserves have declined significantly as a percentage of annual expenditures, reducing financial flexibility and increasing risks. Fund balance serves as the city's financial cushion and is an important tool for managing emergencies, economic downturns, cash flow needs, and one-time expenditures. However, fund balance is not a recurring revenue source and should not be relied upon to fund ongoing operational costs. Here you can see this is from 2022 to the 2026 projected, and if we land where we think we're going to land, we'll be just about at our 10% minimum requirement. The underlying problems, the use of fund balance repeatedly delayed some difficult but necessary decisions. And the use of fund balance, it creates an appearance of a balanced budget when the underlying finances remain unstable. The best practice is to use fund balance strategically and temporarily. Fund balance should be used as a financial tool, not a recurring solution to ongoing budget imbalance. I do have a fiscal recovery framework plan, and it's to stabilize operations, restore structural balance, and build long-term sustainability. So stabilize operations, I am going to form a leadership team that will meet weekly. We will be discussing spending controls, position controls, contract and purchasing reviews. My next item on my agenda, I will be asking the council to approve a hiring freeze. This is, the hiring freeze is a short-term solution. It's to protect our core services. And I'll discuss that when I bring up that resolution. Restore structural balance. We need to make data-driven decisions. We need to review staffing levels, insurance costs, reserves, capital projects, and identify operational inefficiencies, just to name a few. And then we need long-term sustainability. We need a multi-year budget and forecasting tool. We need to process modernization and workforce and organizational planning that aligns with long-term priorities. The city's financial challenges are significant but manageable if addressed promptly and strategically. Immediate stabilization measures, combined with structural reforms and long-term planning, can restore fiscal balance, preserve essential services, and position the city for sustainable financial health in the years ahead. I believe it's the responsibility of the Commissioner of Finance to keep the public and council informed of the fiscal health of the city. And the Finance Office remains committed to transparency, accountability, and in restoring integrity in its financial operations. Does anybody have any questions?